Righto guys, we'll do a quick run through on Google Maps, give you a bit of an idea where to get some photos. Uh, Abbott Point, that's a coal terminal. There's no public access to that, so the gatehouses or security points are around here. Here you can see where the Bowen Rail maintenance facilities and yard is. A bit further down. There you go, you've got the gatehouse and security structures there. Can't really claim that you didn't know, or you can't get past security anyway, but here there'll be a sign saying it's a private road, no authorised access. Same for the Abbott Point Road, the Bowen Rail access here. I wouldn't push it too far because they have had protesters in the past when they were building the Carmichael mine, locking themselves to trains, tie themselves to rails, all that sort of stuff. But there's plenty of space here to park if you want to wait for a train to come out of the yard, you want to chase it. So it's pretty much where it joins on to the North Coast line. It's double track, so North Coast line's this one, continues up to Bowen. So yeah, pretty much double track. They do diverge a bit down here. That's just the fact that this is the old formation, the original formation, and this cutting here, they've just cut through the hill to keep the grades down. And they join it back up. Access road here, it's a good spot. You can get one or two good photos, not the greatest for photos, maybe video or drone shots. You can duck in and look down the track there for the signals, see if there's anything coming. A bit further down at Uri Creek, so the bridge on the southern side is the newest bridge, the upgraded one, and this one is a new one built as part of the GAP project to expand capacity. So we come back here to the Dry Creek Road level crossing at Uri, get some really good photos there. In the morning, empties and southbound freight trains, and in the afternoon, loaded coalies from Newlands and trains heading north if you want sun on the front of them. So yeah, if not, doesn't really matter. It's double lines down to here. This is where the old Newlands line links onto it. This is the North Coast line, continues on. There's no sort of public access. Along there it's all like private roads, farmland. It starts climbing up an embankment here to go over the highway, so it's pretty overgrown. You're not going to get too many photos unless you're down the bottom here. You get some photos of them coming over. The North Coast line continues on over here. I just wanted to show you that to Marinda. So this one here is the Pacific National loading pad. This is a Horizon Linfox one. You can duck in here, get some photos. You can get some half decent photos of air, launch the drone. This angle here is the old Collinsville line access. So Collinsville had a railway long before Newlands was built in the early 80s, so that's the old line there, and they do link up down here at Pring, and it's not uncommon to see a coal set pushed up into the road here and stored. There's no level crossings or anything like that. Access to these areas is pretty limited. I wouldn't bother too much about it. Also, this Champion Street has got private access only, private road as well. I wouldn't push too hard down private roads in this area either. So this is down to Pring. A lot of the farmers in this area have had incidences of sabotage, like poison being put in their water supply, killing their crops, damage to equipment, things like that. Still ongoing from as far as I know. So yeah, you won't be too welcome driving down someone's driveway to grab a photo and then take off. They might think you'd be, and quite rightly, doing something dodgy. So if you wanted to, you could probably launch the drone from the road here. This is Peter Peter Del Monte Road. So this is the road from Marinda to Collinsville. This is the one you're going to be on. So yeah, so the road's still a bit far apart. Probably the next access point is Buckley. There's actually, from the highway, there's a Buckley access road, oh, Mount Buckley Road. So you can drive along that. It's a little way in. It's fairly good dirt road. It's also public road. You can get there as a level crossing. Sight lines are good. Didn't get any photos of that. Wasn't really interested in that spot. The first level crossing on this road, the road to Collinsville. In the morning, you probably get a loaded train coming along this section. This section's pretty wooded and a bit elevated, so unless you chuck the drone up or doing something, it's mostly just a sort of a video spot, I'd reckon, and a photo. A bit further down, GD Road. Probably some opportunities to get a photo of a loaded one in the morning. It's a bit undulating on this. It's straight, but you'll probably get a bit of up and down action there. Same with this angle as well. It's a bit more level. A bit further down, the railway lines are a bit away from it to Aruna. Yeah. When I was there in April, this road, access road in, had a locked gate on it. So I'd imagine they had a few issues with vandalism or probably more likely theft in the area. I did notice at another work site, at the end of the day when the guys drove off, they actually, with their equipment and other stuff left there, they actually had a security guard in a four-wheel drive keeping an eye on it. So, yep. So moving on down the road to the second level crossing. So back in this section here with Mount Aberdeen in the background, that's the classic one you see. One you see a lot of shots of the train on a curve. The middle of it in a dip and the rear on a curve off to the left. So that's that angle there. This angle, it's pretty much like an incline and trees and stuff. So if you want to chuck the drone up, you might get a good one. I've got a video of a train coming this way and a photo of a bowered rail. Oh, excuse me, bowered rail train coming the other direction. They diverge a fair bit here, so I didn't go into Aberdeen, but this road is open. You can get in there. It's a bit take it steady with a normal car, you'll be right. So yeah, it's a bit of a distance there. It's quite rough country until you get out to here. It starts straightening out, flattening out a bit more at Binby. So I did notice that the access road to here at Binby had a gate. It was closed, but it wasn't locked. So I imagine it's just to keep strangers out. You can access here Strathbruen Road quite easily. Got some good photos there. You can in the morning you get them coming over the curve. Afternoon, empties heading back, coming over the river. A bit further down. This level crossing, that's the classic one you see of loaded coal trains coming up to the crossing, and they have locos on a curve, straight, then curve and back around. It's a good area there. This side, not so much. That's probably why you don't see any. There might be a few opportunities if you're that way inclined to get the drone up. You just got to know where you are. That's all. Get over there. But that said, trains do transition this section fairly quickly once they clear the grade at Binby, at Bryaba. So yeah, here from Bryaba down to Almuna. So you got about 10-12 kilometres of grade where the trains probably slow down to about 25 kilometres an hour. If you want to just grab a photo and run, you could probably get 4 decent photos the length of the grade of the same train. Video, you'd probably be more likely looking at 2 or 3. Depends on where you want to get to, but all along that section there's some good areas there. Train sort of the railway line separates from the road again. Just a word of advice, this is all 100k road. The railway line, it's got an 80k speed limit. Don't speed or do anything silly. If you see a train and you get a photo, you're still going to get plenty of time get around, get through Collinsville, it's not a big town, and then get to the nearest accessible point, which is a level crossing. So that's good for trains in the Arvo heading out, loaded trains in the morning heading to the port. Junction here is a bit away from the road. It's at the back of a camp. I've only ever seen one photo taken here at the level crossing, so obviously it must be that great if not too many people are doing it. The actual loading itself, the mine shut down for a year and a half or nearly 2 years, so it's reopened recently in the last, been open for a few more years now. Caused a bit of a stir. So coming down here, Corduroy Creek Road, there's some good opportunities there to get some photos this way and that way. And then you go a bit further up, Pelican Creek, that bridge there surrounded by trees and overgrowth and stuff. It's yeah, not that great. Sonoma Station, it's public access. You can access the public on this side. Get some half decent photos of trains either direction. A bit further up, the Aerodrome Road, level crossing, sort of pretty much the same. Probably just a bit closer to this cutting when the trains come through. A bit further down, it's pretty much straight and level. You've got the Sonoma Mine balloon loop here. I'll throw the drone up and get shots of that. In the morning would be the best time. The sun's over this way. You'll see PN or Horizon trains servicing that. Well, I have anyway. So a bit further down, you have, let's keep going, crossing loop. So round about here, it's not on their map, you will find Birralee crossing loop, 93 kilometre post. Tend to see a fair few trains cross there. Next sort of point of interest, there are one or two places you can pull up and grab a photo at the sort of level crossings that they got, occupational crossings. Probably the next one you'd want to get to is the Bowen River. That's the jewel in the crown there. If you are going to get a photo at Collinsville or a little bit south of that, make this, if you want a photo on here, you have to make that your next stop. Once those trains get clear of Birralee, they really start to move. So just another word of advice, this road here isn't suitable for normal cars, even high lift ones. Took me to safely get in there, four-wheel drive, and then put it in four-wheel load to get back out with the ruts and the grooves. So you're not going to get a normal car in there. There's plenty of flat ground up the top you can pull up, launch a drone, get a drone shot if you want to. But as for getting down in there, four-wheel drive only. Also, once you cross the river, it's unfenced road, so be very careful. Stock standing on the road, next to the road, around the road, they'll just walk out in front of you. They don't care. They're cows, so yeah, what do you expect? There's another cattle crossing here, pedestrian level crossing. I didn't stop in and have a look. Didn't look that great, to be honest. Just long and flat, straight and flat. Another effort. Where is it? Corella Creek is a good opportunity. Just a word of warning though, if you stop to get a photo here, you probably won't get time to get that train a photo of at the Bowen River, so you make your choice. That said, a bit further down at the level crossing on the Bowen Development Road, so there's a crossing loop here called Cookcool. You can have a look, see whatever, but the best thing about that is if you do decide to come down here to the level crossing at the 107k post, you can look back down there and you can see the signals to see if anything's coming from Cookcool. Oh, anything heading to Cookcool from the other direction, because from this direction it comes up a bit of a grade. You can't see very far down the rail line. But that said, if you are here and you want to grab photos, you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice of, do I want to get a photo of it going over Rosella Creek, or do I want to get a photo of it going over the Bowen River, because you won't be able to do both. Trains pretty much get a move on there. And if you do take a video, stop the video the whole train, you will barely get to Bowen River and see the train cross it. So if you want to grab a photo, bolt to Bowen River and grab a video, that'd probably be the smarter choice if you that way inclined. They separate here for quite a while to the next loop here, crossing loop, which is called Havilah. Last time I went down that road, it was pretty rough, covered in railway ballast and things like that, pretty jagged. If you're not careful, you do a tyre, and the reward is not that spectacular. So if you're really keen on doing it, yeah, get in there. But yeah, to get back out, it's going to take you a while. If you did that, you probably wouldn't pick that train up until Collinsville again. The next access point publicly available is going to be Leichhardt Range, which is all the way down here. So you have to get off the Bowen Development Road onto the Collinsville Elphinstone Road, and that'll lead you to two overpasses. Originally it was one, now there's two. This line here is now the Carmichael Bowen Rail line, and this is the Horizon Gap project line linking the Goonyella system. Plenty of place to park your car. The embankment's pretty wide. You can sit on the concrete barrier, see trains come along. So yeah, that's at Leichhardt Range. That's 154, so that's nearly 40 rail kilometres from that nearest level crossing. Probably the good news is, if you are so inclined, you can get from the level crossing up here down to here. It's all bitumen road, all pretty good. Down to here before an empty will get there. Okay. The Newlands line, it's over here, at the end of it, balloon loop. So Newlands mine is closed. So I'm not sure whether they're going to pull up the railway track here or actually leave it in place for a storage area for wagons, maintenance away, all that sort of stuff. Just to come back up here, it just shows you it's originally where the Gap project line left, and now this line here is the Carmichael line to the mine. So they both separate from there, and then they remain separate till their terminus. If you are going to want to go even further south, there's sort of no direct line. After here to the Gap project, there is no public access until the Sutter Development Road a long way south of there, which is here. So there's your Sutter Development Road with the Gap line. I'm not sure whether we can do a little dude on it. No. So that's a long way around to get there. And also the next available Bowen Rail line is also the Sutter Development Road. Is an overpass there as well. And the next one after that is on the Gregory Development Road, which is even a lot longer. Well, let's go. There it is, Gregory Development Road. So we'll drop a dude on it. Oh, yeah, we can. So that's it, looking north. So you're going to have sun behind that pretty much the whole time, unless it's late afternoon. And that's looking south. Oh, there's got a bit of a rail depot there. Must have been during construction. I'd be curious to see whether it's still there. Okay, so that's really the last public access for it until it heads off to the mine, which is still a fair way away. Well, there it is. Still under construction. So yeah, just with that, just while you're out that way, the majority of photos you see are between the Bowen River and the port. So probably a reminder to people, the nearest commercial airport, there's no commercial flights into Bowen unless you're rich enough to charter one. So the nearest place you could hire a car would be Proserpine Airport or Townsville, both roughly the same distance. There is plenty of accommodation in Bowen as well. Good accommodation, cheap or reasonable. Plenty of food options, plenty of shopping, and plenty of other things to do. Some really nice beaches there, some really nice stuff to see. Bowen Golf Club here at Queen's Beach. It's right on the beach. Spectacular. While you're there, check out Horseshoe Bay as well up here. That's beautiful. So yeah, like I probably said in the video, don't be deceived driving into or driving on the highway or around Bowen. It's, you know, got these ugly salt pans and salt processing and all that, but it's actually a nice place. Okay, well, someone's calling me. I've got to go. Bye. And I hope you enjoy your trip.